Hello my lovelies! For today's video I'm going to be continuing with my one brand tutorial series. So today I'm going to be doing e.l.f. cosmetics. Last week I was playing around with this wee e.l.f. eyeshadow palette whenever I was trying out some brand new drugstore products, and it just dawned on me that I've never actually done a one brand tutorial using e.l.f. makeup, and recently e.l.f. has really been killing it in terms of their products. They are honestly so good. So yeah, I just went online and I bought a load of e.l.f. makeup. And there was a lot of products I already had in my collection, like foundations, primers, all that good stuff. I'm just going to get started because I have 4 primers, I think. I do think that e.l.f. do probably one of the... would I go that far though? Okay, in terms of drugstore primers, I do actually think that e.l.f. does have the best drugstore primers at the minute, especially whenever it comes to the poreless putty primers. So we have the poreless one and then we have the luminous one. They also have a mattifying one as well if you're somewhat oily. The poreless putty primer is honestly absolutely fantastic if you're wanting a flawless poreless blurred out finish. Whereas the luminous putty primer is absolutely great if you're just wanting like a really nice G8 glow to the skin. It has like wee bits of glitter in it, but it's not actually glittery on the skin. It just has the nicest glow and it is absolutely beautiful. But the luminous one does not pore fill. So if you're wanting something that pore fills, go for the poreless putty primer. But if you're wanting a wee bit of a combination, I would say you probably could mix these. And then the primer I think I'm actually going to be using today, because I haven't used this in so long. I actually bought this because of Nikki Tutorials. She had raved about it and I love it. This is actually repurchased and it is the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. So I'll just give you a wee close up. This is pretty pricey with it being e.l.f. but it is honestly so good. So, oh, this is brand new. Oh, would you look at that? So I'm going to roll up a bit so you can see it, but as you can see it's just a clear water-based balm. It's even like quite nice and cooling and it's just so hydrating. I even liked to use this on days where I wasn't wearing any makeup, just to actually act as a moisturiser, because this is very versatile, because you can use it under your foundation as a prep or just as like a wee skincare product for just that wee extra boost of hydration. But it honestly does feel just so good on the skin. It just makes it just feel so nice and hydrated. Just gonna give you a wee close up so you can see me better, but I'm just gonna go in with my finger and just massage in any excess. But it just leaves the skin so nice and glossy, and it doesn't have like a sticky or an oily or a greasy residue or anything. It just sinks in really nicely to the skin. Obviously, do keep in mind if you're somebody that does like to double prime, triple prime, whatever, you can also go in with the poreless putty primer first of all, just to fill in your pores around your T-zone or your problemed areas, and then go on with the hydrating balm just on the outer perimeter of the face. So eyebrows. I do not know why I've done this, but I bought an eyebrow pencil. I don't use eyebrow pencils. Why have I done this? But anyway, I bought myself the Ultra Precision Brow Pencil. For some reason, what? And then I also got the Whoa Brow. I absolutely love like e.l.f.'s packaging at the minute. It's pretty slick. And this is actually a coloured brow gel. And this is also a coloured eyebrow gel, which I also do not like. I would rather clear, but it is actually quite light, which is quite nice. And I absolutely love how I find the wee brushes. So first of all, I'm going to be using the wee brow gel just to comb up whatever eyebrow hair I do have up the way. Ooh, that's actually not that bad. So then the eyebrow pencil is also taupe. How the frig? Ugh. No. Well, this video is off to a fantastic start, isn't it? Obviously, whenever it does come to brow products, I do keep an open mind, because I haven't exactly got the most normal eyebrows. So whenever it comes to brow pencils and they don't maybe work for me or I don't like them, that doesn't mean that they're a crap product, by the way. I'm sure that works 100 for somebody else, you know what I mean? Whereas I'm a brow pomade kind of gal because I need to have a brow pomade, if that makes sense, because I like to have like a thicker looking appearance of brow, and then slightly feathered at the front, but it literally wasn't even doing anything at the front. It just created that line after like the 500th stroke. But yeah, whatever, I don't have time for that. So I have this wee foundation here, and it literally says nothing apart from oil-free SPF 15 sunscreen. That is literally it. I know they have like a flawless finish foundation, I think that's what it's called, but apparently this is just an oil-free foundation. I have used it before and it's actually a very, very nice foundation. It's not necessarily extremely full coverage, but it can be built up to kind of like a medium to full coverage. Okay, so I turned the exposure down on my camera just a wee bit, so that's the foundation on now. It's just a really natural skin-like foundation, and it just has such a nice, beautiful wee coverage. And it just has such a nice, natural wee finish to it. Like, I really like how it makes my forehead look for some reason. So if you are somebody that is into like more of a natural skin-like finish, this is such a nice foundation. I have the 16-hour camo concealer and I have the hydrating camo concealer. I'm actually thinking of doing one side the hydrating one and then one side the original one, just to see if there's any difference in coverage, finish, longevity, how it wears, whatever. And as far as I'm aware, they're both the same shade, by the way, so they're both Fair Rose. As far as I'm aware, Fair Rose is the lightest shade that you can get. Hydrating on this side and then the original on this side. So I can definitely see that the original one is a wee bit, I mean, pinch more full coverage. I can definitely see that the hydrating one is, it definitely does look more hydrating, and it's definitely looking more glossy on the skin. I have to say, I absolutely love how, this might sound really weird, but how my nose looks and my forehead looks with this foundation. It just looks so nice on my nose. I sometimes find that my nose can look a wee bit meh with foundation, and especially as soon as I set it, because sometimes the powder can move a wee bit. But it just looks really, really good. Do you know what though? They actually don't look any different. They don't feel any different. I can definitely tell that the hydrating side definitely does actually look a wee bit more hydrating. It just looks a wee bit more glossy on the under eyes, whereas the original one, it is looking a wee bit more matte and a wee bit more full coverage, and maybe a wee bit cakey around my nose area, where on this side it doesn't really look that cakey. Oh Jesus. But also whenever I look up close, I'm getting creasing on this side and I'm getting creasing on this side. The both of them, they look fine. They honestly do look fine. Although I can definitely tell a difference between the fact that this one definitely does look a wee bit more hydrating on my under eyes. I'm now just going to go in and set everything in place. So this is the matte blotting powder. I'm actually really excited for this because it does look very pale. So that's what I absolutely love in a powder. So hopefully this maintains the brightness on the under eyes. So guys, I don't really know if this is like the best time to talk about it, but is there a best time to talk about it? And I kind of find that with the fact that I have a platform that I'm not wanting to not talk about it, but I sometimes find that I'm not educated enough to talk about it, or I don't know enough to talk about it. But this whole situation that's going on at the minute, like obviously, you know, the whole virus situation, I sometimes feel bad. I feel a wee bit guilty that I'm literally just sitting here like, makeup, whenever the world is in complete shambles, but at the end of the day, this is my job. It's a wee bit crazy. I don't even know what to say or what to talk about because like I'm not educated and I just don't know what the hell is going on. Like literally what the hell is going on. Like, can we just reset 2020? Is that possible? I'm going to now back, and this is the Halo Glow setting powder. I bought this on the new section on the e.l.f. website, and I didn't actually read too much about it, to be honest. I just bought it because it was new. But Halo Glow. So I'm just kind of wondering, has this got the tiniest wee bit of a shimmer to it? I'm going to put a wee bit on my hand just to see what the finish is like and see what this halo is all about, because I do think that this has a wee bit of a sheen to it. Oh hell. It does! Whoa, calm down, Emma. Okay. It's very, very subtle. Oh yes, get this on my face till I see. I'm just going to use a wee powder puff, and I'm just going to bake just my usual, so my under eyes, mouth area and my chin. I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. wee highlighter, and this is Moonlight Pearls. Just all over. Oh, the powder! Oh hell! I'm too busy talking shite. I didn't even look. It actually does look very, very nice. Like, my under eyes look absolutely flawless in my opinion. They look perfectly fine, but I don't know. Then for my second highlight, this is the e.l.f. Glow Highlighter in the shade Moonlight. This wee highlighter is honestly so, so good, and it smells absolutely fabulous. It smells like coconuts. I have these two blushes. Obviously this was the one I had used last week in my Test and New drugstore makeup. As you can tell, and as I mentioned in the previous video, it's a wee bit too orange, so I just went on and I got this one here. I'm still not too happy with the shades. One thing I have to say about e.l.f.'s website is their colours can be very, very deceiving. But it's still a nice blush nonetheless. So this is in the shade Always Rosy, and it's their primer infused blush. So I'm just going to start blending this into the cheeks. Does that look patchy, or is that just me? As far as I'm aware, guys, e.l.f. is doing a sale at the minute, and they're doing 60% off. This is actually why I done this order. Because I got like 60% off most of these products. So what is going on here? Someone please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I honestly do not think that e.l.f. actually do like a compact bronzer. They literally do like contour palettes like this one, but they just do not seem to have like a compact powder bronzer for some reason. But I do have this, and again, it literally says nothing on the back apart from the shade names. So it's bronze and pink beige. We have a blusher and a bronzer. I've obviously digged into this quite a few times at this point, as you can see. As you can see, it's kind of like a putty texture. So if I just give it a wee swatch, like obviously as you can see, like it is pigmented enough, and the blush in here is actually really, really beautiful. That is like the most beautiful colour of blush. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Okay, so I'm not too sure about that wee bronzer. It's a wee bit patchy. My cheeks are honestly a patchy mess right now. Oh, look at them cheeks. I got the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. I was actually really excited about this, and what shade did I get? Oh, I got the shade Cream. I'm going to stick my finger in it first of all and get a wee bit of a feel of the texture and everything. Oh, it's really hard. I wasn't expecting it to be really hard. I was expecting it to be like putty. So I'm just going to pop this just all over. So what is this lump? Is that actually on me? Oh yeah, it is. Gross. The formula of it is a wee bit stiff, although it was okay to actually work with. Like, it's applied fine. It's applied evenly. It hasn't gone patchy or anything. I'm obviously not going to set it. I'm just going to leave it tacky. And then just apply the eyeshadow just on top, but yeah, it's grand. Recently I've actually fallen back in love again with the MAC paint pot, so it should be interesting. I'm gonna maybe like switch it up every now and again between the MAC paint pot and this one, just to see if there's any similarities or any differences, or to see if this really can be like a dupe. These are just the two palettes that I have from e.l.f. This is the one that I had used in last week's tutorial. These two palettes are just new from e.l.f. They're honestly so, so good. I'm not too sure again what they're called. I think they're called the bite-sized eyeshadows, and they are honestly absolutely fantastic. So this wee green one here is in the shade Hot Jalapeno. That's in there. Like, how beautiful are those colours? So this is the Truffles palette. I don't know why I'm swatching with like two different hands. And then we have the medium brown, and then I'll swatch the shimmer. So that's the shimmer. Like, look how pigmented those shadows are. Like, look at that dark brown. Like, that is intense. Like, this is e.l.f. These wee eyeshadow palettes are £3, and there are so many of them to choose from. They all have a mixture of mattes and shimmers, and Yeah, they're just absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to be going in with this shade first of all, from the Truffles palette. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to be doing, so please do bear with me. Okay, so I'm just going to apply this just to the outer corner. I'm just packing that pigment on first of all, and I'm just going to start patting at it to just slightly blend it out. So I don't actually think I'm going to bring this into the inner corner or the inner crease. I think I'm just going to keep it out around this area here. I'm going to start blending these edges now. Okay, so I'm okay with that pigment blend up. So I'm now just going to go in and blend out those edges. Okay, so I'm also kind of like blending it up kind of like diagonally as well. Where I'm at the minute, I'm actually just perfecting my blend because I'm happy enough with the placement of the shadow and then pigmentation. So what I like to do now is I like to just go get the side of the blending brush and just pat the colour, and this is just going to move it around slightly and just give the effect of like a more softer and seamless blend than just going straight in, but just taking your blender brush just on its side and just lightly patting. I'm going to go in with the darkest brown shade. And I'm also going to be taking this on a smaller blending brush. I know I have spoke about this before, but I haven't mentioned it in a while to some of my new subscribers. So I'm doing a smoky eye. If you couldn't have guessed, that's what I'm doing, by the way. Nothing new here, but whenever I'm working with a smoky eye and I'm going to be creating a smoky eye, I like to have at least 3 sizes of blending brushes. So whenever you're doing your transitional shades, you want to have like a bigger blender brush, kind of like this size here or bigger. And then the darker the shades get, the smaller you want to go with your blending brush, because the smaller the blending brush and the darker the shade, you're going to be a wee bit more precise with your placement, and so that you're not blending it out too far. Whereas with your transitional shade, you're wanting it to blend out quite far, so that's why you're taking the bigger blending brush. Whereas if you then want to further deepen up the outer corner or the crease or wherever, and you're going to be using the black, you're going to want to go in with a slightly even smaller blending brush. So say for example a brush like so, or a packing brush like so, just to pack it on and then blend out with one of these brushes, or smaller, doesn't really matter. That's just how I do it. I know everybody has different opinions and different techniques, and just do whatever makes you comfortable. Honestly, if you want to go in with this type of brush and use a black, if you can do it and if that's how you feel comfortable, do it. There is no rules to makeup at all. Just because I'm saying to do something this way doesn't mean that I'm right. This is just how I feel comfortable in doing my makeup, and everybody's different. Every makeup artist is going to be different, but this is just how I'm trying to make it easier for you guys to recreate and follow and do your own makeup. So because I'm now going in with this second darkest shade, we're going in with a slightly smaller blending brush. I'm just going to keep this again just in the outer corner. And because this is the second darkest shade, I'm not wanting to pack on too much as well, because if you pack on too much shadow, that shadow has to blend out somewhere. So you're also wanting to go quite lightly to start off with and build up. It's easier to build up your shadow and build up any makeup than to take away, if that makes sense. I'm going to be going back into that first brush that we had used to help out with the blend. Taking the blender brush down on its side. I'm just going to give that just a wee pat. I'm going to be going into that palette again, and I'm going to be taking this shade here. I'm going to go back into the e.l.f. Putty primer, and I'm going to take that on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to lightly just pat over the inner corner, just where I'm going to be applying this shimmer shade now. So I cut my nails down on Sunday, I think it was, because they just get so long, and I think I might actually apply this with my finger if I can. Let's see how we go. And then to get that up into the crease, I'm just going to use just a wee packing brush. So I'm going to take this sweet e.l.f. It's a mineral eyeshadow and it's in the shade Angelic. I'm going to take that on a wee flat brush. So this wee eyeshadow here is just a wee bit more silver, it's just a wee bit more intense. So I'm just going to pack that just all over in that inner corner and just blending it out to the outer corner as well. I'm going to take the black shade this time and I'm just going to stamp that just along the lower lash line. And I'm just going to take a mixture between these two shades here. For mascara, I am so excited for this mascara. It's kind of like a 2-in-1 type mascara. So it has mascara for your upper lashes and then lower lashes. Whenever I opened this for the first time last night, I nearly fell off my seat. Look at this. Look at the size of that mascara wand. What? It is tiny. The other side is just, it's just pretty average. It's just a nice wee bristle wand. For the top lashes, it's pretty basic, to be honest. It's nothing too special. What the hell? No. It's too small. It's too small. I have quite long lower lashes. Like my lower lashes come down to here. Like, can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. So I actually don't like to completely coat my entire lower lashes, by the way, because they're just far too long. It just looks creepy. But I just like to apply like a bit of mascara just in at the root, just to create a wee bit of darkness and a wee bit of volume. That's a bummer. I was really looking forward to this. I have these two bullet lipsticks. So I have Ruby Red and I have Party in the Buff. I was actually thinking of going for a red lip today since we haven't done red in quite a wee while. My god, that is a lot of makeup. Okay guys, so this completes this video. This is the completed makeup tutorial. I actually love how the eyes turned out. Really glad that I got the loose eyeshadow because I just kind of found that it just made the inner corners of the eye just pop that wee bit more. Okay, so I will give you a wee bit of a close-up and show you what the makeup looks like all together. So honestly, I will yet to do one of these makeup tutorials where the makeup is shit. I would actually love to do one brand tutorial and the makeup be awful because I have actually yet to experience it. But yeah, honestly, would you think that this is the full face of e.l.f. makeup? Would you? Because I honestly wouldn't. My base is looking honestly fine with the concealer and the powders. Everything is looking absolutely flawless. These wee eyeshadows, honestly guys, you really need to go out and actually buy these. These are so good. They are £3, $3, I don't know, but there are so many different like wee palettes and colour stories. There is honestly a colour story to sit anybody, but this is the one I use today, which is Truffles. Absolutely fantastic for everyday use. Other products that I use will be linked and listed down below as per usual in the description box. I will also link and list the UK e.l.f. website and the US website just to make it a wee bit easier for you guys to actually look out for some of these products. But yeah, other than that guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter. They will all be listed and linked down below, also in the description box. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Ooh.